Okay, while I'm out here, I decided I should probably start some of my seeds that I forgot to start like a month ago. So I've got a couple different varieties of spinach. I've got Lakeside, which is a hybrid, and I've got Bloomsdale, which is just your basic run-of-the-mill everyday spinach. And I think you can, I know Bloomsdale gets like big, like if you're into the big spinach leaves or whatever, like if you want to make some spanakopita, love that. Lakeside, let's see. It doesn't say you have to eat it as a baby. Big, smooth, fleshy, oval leaves, 6 inches long. Okay, so yeah, these are like big spinach varieties, but of course, you can eat it before it gets that big if you want baby spinach. And then some arugula, because it's just good to mix in stuff. And I don't know if these are gonna start. I'm gonna throw these all in. They're kind of old artichoke seeds. It seems like every year, like between my parents, particularly my dad, when he's like in a tractor or a lawnmower, and my ducks, oh, my cat just did something. Anyways, so it seems like between my parents, particularly my dad, and machinery and the ducks, something always happens to the asparagus. So I'm just gonna try to, artichoke. It's been a long day. The artichoke. So I'm just gonna try to grow the rest of these before they get too old, and we'll go from there. So yeah, I have these trays, and I have my chopstick and my labels so that I know what in the heck they are. So I don't know, let's grow some Lakeside spinach in there. Let's grow the Bloomsdale spinach in there. And let's do the arugula here. And I don't know, let's put the artichokes on this end, just whatever seeds we have left. Let's start with the artichokes. I don't even know how many seeds. Not that many. So yeah, we're just gonna plant however many these are and call it good. And then if something happens to these, heaven forbid, we're gonna just buy more. And I'll obviously move these apart once they sprout. These, I like using these trays just to get seeds sprouted, and then I transplant. And that is not exactly even. That's gonna drive me crazy, so we'll fix that. Okay, that's a little better. So that is right there. I like to use a spinach, just kind of press it down, because most seeds you plant like maybe 1/4 of an inch deep. I mean, you should look and see what kind of seed that you're planting, obviously, because maybe that's different, but like everything I've been planting lately, that's what you're supposed to do. So that's what I do. Come on, there we go. I'm just gonna plant these real quick. What is it, Velvet? What you looking for, kitty? I brought her out here because she has been super restless. She is 19 years old and super arthritic, so she doesn't really get to, what in the heck? How did I miss 2 seeds? That's totally thrown off my entire thing. Anyways, I'll live. I will live. Somehow I will go on. Anyway, I brought her out here for some like enrichment, so she could walk around and check this out, because up until very recently I had a bunch of ducks living out here and she hasn't been able to come out here because of that. So now she's exploring, and I think she's enjoying herself. Ow, my legs. Okay, let's do the arugula in the other half here, because why not? These are also kind of old seeds, but we're just gonna, oh, there's not even that many in here. Well, that sucks. If I find some more seeds, I'll put that out. I should be doing this a little bit better, but because there weren't even that many seeds in here, I'm just kind of gently covering them. Hopefully I can find some more, because like I was hoping for a little bit more arugula than that. I must have used some of those before. Okay, I've got a lot of the Bloomsdale variety of spinach. I've got like some extra ones. I don't know if these are old. These aren't. These are the good kind. The other kind's probably okay too, but I know these are good quality. So I'm just gonna do it kind of thick. I can thin it out later if I want. It's really important to plant spinach the right time of year, because if you plant it when it's too late in the season, it will just like bolt and not get very big. and then you just won't have a good crop of spinach. And I've done that because I wanted spinach. It's definitely a cool season crop. So here in March, and it takes what, how many days? 50 days? March, April, May. Yeah, it'll be ready in like June, which is about the cutoff for cool season crops here in my climate. So yeah, June kind of starts out kind of like cooler, and sometimes we get a little bit of rain. Excuse you. And then it gets hot towards the end, and then like July and August, September and October, it's like summer. It's hot here, so can't really grow anything except warm weather crops at that time. But I think that I planted this just in time. If I were to do it perfectly indifferent, I would have started this like a month ago. That would have been absolutely perfect, but we're gonna just go with it. Also, I wish I would have like put a little bit of soil. You know what? I could put more soil on top of this. I usually, when I plant seeds like this, I'll like sprinkle them on, and then I'll put like a thin layer of soil over the top of it. So I think that's what I'm gonna do, because I have enough room, it looks like, and then I don't have to like move them all around too much. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm a little out of breath because I just carried in a bag of soil, but yeah, so after I get the seeds here, I normally just put like a little bit of soil on top. Not like too deep or anything, but just a little sprinkling to cover it. Just like that. Oops, I need a little, no, I don't need a little bit more, but I'll need another shovel for the other. So yeah, that's basically what I'm gonna do with the other. Oops. And then ideally I would put these under a grow light in the house or in a greenhouse. I am getting a greenhouse soon. I have a small one, but it has a bunch of plants in it. So I'm getting a little bit bigger one, and then they're gonna go in that eventually, not this year, but like next year. Not these, but a different one, of course. For now, I don't really have a place to put these until I get some other things planted, and I'm planning on like tilling my garden and planting a bunch of like cole crops, like broccoli and cabbage and cauliflower and a bunch of stuff like that. But part of the reason these didn't get planted last month is because I just do not have the space right now, but I will, but I don't right now. So just typical me, always trying to do things before I'm ready, before things are ready, but it's okay. It's gonna be all right. So for now, I think I'm just gonna leave this in the garage because this isn't like peppers. It doesn't need to be like 70 degrees to germinate. And then as soon as I get the other plants in the ground, I will move these if I need to. I don't know, I can probably put them on my dining room table. I'll figure something out. I don't know, but for now, they're gonna stay here tonight. I'm tired and I wanna go to bed, so we're gonna just go with that. Okay, I was so tired last night, I just left the seed trays in the garage and I just went to bed. And I didn't really go to bed, I didn't sleep, but that's another story. Anyways, yeah, there was like, I think there was an earthquake last night, and like all the animals were super upset, so I was awake just trying to make sure everybody is okay, but that's totally unrelated. Anyways, everybody's fine, we're good. The earthquake was only like 3 point something magnitude, and it was off in the ocean, so nothing happened. But anyways, so this is cling wrap. These are the trays. Well, these are the trays, and then also in the chair, because I'm running out of space and we're just gonna go with it. I've got onions back over here. I've got my whole other room filled with trays. It's gonna be so much better when my greenhouse gets here and gets set up, but probably won't really use it for this till next year. So I'm just gonna cover these with the cling wrap. This is pretty standard practice for me until they sprout. And it just kind of keeps the humidity in, it keeps, it's easier for the seeds to germinate. I think I get a higher germination rate doing it this way, faster too. So yeah, this is all I'm doing, is I'm just covering them, and then we'll take this off once they start to sprout. And that's pretty much it. So this one right behind it, and this one right back there is the results of those 3 seeds I started. These are the 2 spinach right here, and they're growing at a weird angle because I had them sitting on my dining room table. So I'm now hardening them off. And then this is the arugula. this is like, I think I got 4 artichokes. So I'm doing like this hardening off thing, and I have since like yesterday or the day before, I do not remember, but I moved them out here, and I kind of have this like sink or swim thing with hardening off. What you're actually supposed to do is you're supposed to bring them out for a few hours and let them get used to like the sun and the temperature, and then bring them back in and just do that for a few days. But our temperatures are pretty mild, and I probably couldn't do this in another climate. But here I just brought them out. They're cool weather crops. I think it got down to maybe 45 at night, so like that's nothing that they can't handle, and they've been thriving. I have actually a whole bunch of my like lettuces and broccoli and stuff like that out here, and everybody is doing really well.